The new R1200 RTP is the best long-term value for your agency. Let's review why that is. First and foremost, the new RTP is the lightest police motorcycle in the heavyweight class in the marketplace today. And it has the greatest list of standard features that your officers need and want when they're in the field. Officers worry about comfort. Are they going to be comfortable on the motorcycle? The BMW gives you some tremendous advantages. First and foremost, ergonomics. When you sit on a BMW motorcycle, you're not leaning forward, you're not leaning back. You're at a very natural angle. Your hands are shoulder width apart, the handlebars are right in line with your knuckles, and you have a perfect riding ergonomics. This reduces the fatigue that you'd suffer during the day and makes it so that when you end your shift, you're much more alert, thereby increasing passive safety. BMW also provides convenience such as electrically adjustable windshield. This enables you to not only vary the amount of air that comes on you, but for example, if it's raining or extremely windy, you can reduce the fatigue as well as reduce wind noise in your helmet. However, if it's really warm, you can drop the shield again while you're riding and enjoy the comfort of more cool air. We have heated handlebar grips, are standard. Heated seat is a standard feature on all of our stock motorcycles. And both of these components have 5 heat adjustments so that, again, why do I need heated grips? So I don't have to carry heavy gloves. The gloves I start my shift with, I can end my shift with. And it reduces the extra bulky items you would otherwise need to carry. Comfort is not only accomplished through managing air to the upper body, but what really counts is managing the heat and airflow around the motorcycle from the legs, seat area, all the way down. And BMW excels at having excellent air management, which means that when it's hot, you're not going to get cooked. When it's cold, you're not going to freeze. And when it's rainy, you're not going to get as wet. Additionally, the BMW comes with what we call weather protection. This provides an additional layer of insulation from air currents, as well as it makes the motorcycle easier to clean. And that's why BMW is the most comfortable police motorcycle on the market. So whether you're in a cold climate or an extremely warm climate, you'll find riding this motorcycle to be extraordinarily comfortable. Maintenance cost is another area of concern to agencies. Not only pure fuel economy, where BMW excels, getting the best fuel economy of any motorcycle in our competitive class, and can oftentimes save you between $1,000 and $4,000 over the life cycle, meaning 100,000 mile service life. But we also, on the new model, further reduce maintenance costs by reducing service intervals, reducing the number of spark plugs, etc., that are used on the motorcycle so that your maintenance cost is even lower. And probably our biggest win of all, which a lot of people will like hearing, is that we finally went to a wet clutch. BMW now has a wet multiplate clutch that turns at half engine speed. In other words, it's after the primary gear reduction. It's accessible from the front of the engine and takes only about an hour to change. So you'll no longer have concerns that officers trained to use a wet clutch from another manufacturer will have acclimation issues. The BMW rides just like every other motorcycle from the standpoint of clutch usage now. And if someone does burn a clutch out, the cost to repair the clutch is minimal. The BMW motor comes with the highest level of equipment of any police motorcycle out there. So it's important when you do your bidding to ensure that you're including many of the features that are absent from potentially other motorcycle brands, or those brands have them as an option where they're standard from BMW. Many of these features include simple things like a linked auxiliary battery system. It's standard on the BMW, which means that during a violator stop, your radio, radar, etc., any of your police equipment, video systems, all run off a separate battery. That ensures that the main battery is always available to restart the motorcycle. You should never have to jump start a bike or, God forbid, push start a motorcycle after a violator stop. The BMW will always restart. BMW motors come standard with a Siren system that's 120 decibels, which means it meets all the federal standards as well as state standards, including California Title 13. This is a digital siren as opposed to an analog siren, so we no longer use the 100-watt RMS power designation. We simply use the decibel rating because that's what it's all about. How loud is the siren? And the SAE requirement is 120 dB, and that's what this siren is. It's excellent. Twin speaker design gives you better sound broadcasting on both sides. Again, single button control. So you'll find that it gives you excellent sound quality as well as good balance. Siren also features interclear connectivity so that when you change siren modes, the emergency lights can change flash pattern if you have programmed them to do so. In other words, you change from wail to yelp, or yelp to wail, or hyper yelp, the lights will change flash pattern for 7 seconds and then revert back to their primary flash pattern. It's a wonderful feature for the public to connect what they hear coming with what they see coming, to know that it's you and not something else. BMW has developed a phenomenal emergency light system for the motorcycle. And one of the great benefits is that it works simply off of a press of a button. You press the button, the lights turn on. You press the button again, you get different modes. And for those agencies that question which should start first, we give you a selector choice now, so that whether you want front and rear to start on first press or only rear to start on first press, you can set that. But that's not where it ends. We also offer takedown lights and alley lights. Additionally, for takedown lights, when you activate them in wigwag mode, you get the takedown light flashing alternatively to the colored light. And the takedown lights are extraordinarily powerful, which gives you a forward signature that's amazing. Additionally, you can select to have the side alley light flash as well, alternatively, or if you're in a state that doesn't allow it, you can deactivate that feature. Another cool feature of the BMW lighting system is the integration of not only cruise lights, which you see on right now, and these lights run at 10% capacity and steady burn for the forward and rear-facing lights only. We have several markets that require it, including Honolulu PD. They can be turned on and off with the press of a button. But another really neat feature that we integrated into the new RT is the alternating headlight. The way that works is when the emergency lights are on and you're out in bright sunlight, the high and low beam lights will alternate. Additionally, if you have the optional LED driving lights outfitted with a motorcycle, those will also alternate. This is all done through the BMW body controller. So there's no extra parts or wiring or anything else to be done. It's all done through software. But the beauty of it is you have this feature, yet the feature turns itself off in the evening or in low light, or for instance going into a tunnel, based on a light sensor on the dashboard. It's a really neat feature. The rear lighting on the new RTP is completely redeveloped and redesigned. We really worked to get all of the extra lighting that used to be around the license plate area. We had a brake light, tail light, blue license plate ID lights, auxiliary rear lighting. We wanted all of that to now be incorporated above the tail light line. So the new light module incorporates both rear and side-facing emergency lights, but it also includes side-facing turn signals, high-mounted brake tail light, low-mounted ID lights, and then below that, there is a series of duplex rear-facing lights which stay in position when the radio box is raised. This way, if you're accessing a computer or other device inside the radio box, you still have rear-facing warning lights when your other warning lights would otherwise be facing the sky. The protection bar system on BMW motorcycles is a stainless steel shot peen finish protection bar. Therefore, whether you're near a salt or a marine environment or simply where road salts are used, you don't have the issues with corrosion or the environmental contamination that you have with chromium plating. Protection bars give you optimal lean angle, which is 46 degrees, enabling you to maneuver around problems or other issues. We also have mounting points on the bars, which enable us to attach various devices, whether it's radar antennas, radar, LiDAR guns, ticket book boxes, things like that. The rear bars are also designed, along with the BMW Police Saddlebag, to be narrower at the rear than the front, which reduces the impact of rear wheel cheat. When you're maneuvering around cars, you're less likely to tick the bumper of a car you're maneuvering around because the bike is narrower at the back. The structure for the saddlebag mounts also provides a robust mounting area so that you can mount flashlights, baton holders, assault rifles, shotguns, things like that. It's an excellent mounting surface. BMW motors are optimally equipped for mounting accessories that agencies need. One of the most primary ones is a radio. We give you a radio head mount between the handlebars so that you can mount the radio control heads, microphone, etc. It's also good for other mountings as well, such as a video display. We provide standard push-to-talk, push-to-PA switches so that it takes far less time to upfit a helmet headset interface system. We provide an optimally grounded antenna mount that works basically from 30 megahertz to 800 megahertz. And inside the radio box, we have an optimally grounded plate, mounting points for your radio chassis, as well as connection points for power, speakers, helmet headset interface, etc., making it a plug-and-play operation to connect radios and other devices. We know that labor is an extremely expensive part of a motorcycle upfit, and the way BMW has designed the motorcycle, you can save a tremendous amount of time, and time is money. Remember, the average workshop charges between $1.50 and $1.60 a minute. BMW provides all the optimal controls for the motor officer so that everything that you need is at your fingertips. It's not just the centralized ignition switch, which powers up a complete information display. At the handlebars, we have several other features. We have a controller, when combined with a menu, allows you to dial up many different functions and activate them. This reduces the need for a tremendous number of switches because you can dial up and down within your menus to see what features that you need and to activate them. For instance, you can set the trip meters, the heat levels of the handlebar grips, the heat levels of the seat, etc. When you're not using the display, you get a digital speedometer, very easy to read, accurate within 2 miles per hour, with a speedometer lock feature that enables you to freeze that speed if the state that you're operating in allows you to use pace lock. Another neat feature and unique to the new motorcycle is we have electronic cruise control. Why do we go with electronic cruise control? Because we have e-gas or electronic throttle now. We have no throttle cables to adjust, which means, again, maintenance is much easier because there's nothing to adjust. However, with e-gas, we had to go with electronic throttle rather than a throttle friction screw. But we just didn't take the standard cruise control from the civilian motorcycles. We modified it because we know you need to be able to take your hand off the bar periodically at slow speed. So this cruise control operates anywhere as above 9 miles an hour, which is essentially the slowest that you can operate the engine in first gear with a clutch out. Motorcycle also includes all-way flashers, meaning front and rear turn signals flash. You have electrically adjustable windshield. So again, at the touch of a button, while you're riding, you can set the windshield to wherever you need it for maximum comfort. You have a traditional turn signal switch. Pressing in for cancel, although the signals are self-canceling. You have a horn button, but the horn also activates the electronic air horn whenever the ignition is on. So you get a very robust horn sound. Our push-to-talk and push-to-PA switches are momentary switches that allow you to interface with a helmet headset interface system such as SETCOM or PVP. We also provide an unmarked switch in this location, which is a second PTT. This is a flexible button. It can be used to activate video systems if you want to start recording video before you turn on lights or siren. It can also be used to activate license plate readers or any other optional activity that you might want. Pressing the button simply provides a 12-volt signal to one of the pins inside the radio box. This button activates the optional driving lights, the LED driving lights. This button activates alley light left, alley right light. The lower switch activates takedown lights off, and when you press the lower button, that's takedown lights wig-wag, which means when you turn on the emergency lights, the takedown lights will wig-wag along with them. We have holders for optional radar remote controllers such as Stalker or Custom Signal. We also have mounts for microphones. On the right-hand side, we have cruise lights. Cruise lights activate the front and rear-facing emergency lights at 10% power. Press again, it turns them off. This light switch kills all lighting on the motorcycle other than brake light. This way you can turn off your headlights, parking light, and tail light. This button freezes the speedometer, the electronic speedometer, to give you a pace lock speed. That speed is reset with each ignition session. So if you stop the motorcycle, turn off the ignition, turn it back on, that recorded speed will zero out. The button below is another neat feature that many agencies have asked us for, which is radio speaker mute. You can press this, whereas if you're stopping a violator and you want to shut off the dashboard radio speakers, which are standard, left and right, this will turn off one of the speakers. Typically, agencies have their police radio connected to one speaker and their Doppler radar tone playing through the second speaker. The lower switch is rear two-way flashers, meaning the rear turn signals flash, however, the front turn signals still act as normal signals. The bottom switch, which is unmarked, is gun lock. And when you press that, it opens and holds the gun lock open for 30 seconds and then automatically releases it. On the inner cluster, we have mode switch, which allows you to move from road to rain, or if you have the dynamic package, dynamic mode, which is the responsiveness of the engine and the interaction of traction control. The starter button and the kill switch are a combi switch. And then on the lower, we've moved this, and a lot of people commented to us before, emergency lights. You press, with each press, it scrolls and advances through the light sequencing. Anytime you press and hold, the lights turn off. The left switch is for siren. Touch it, the siren comes on. Touch it again, it goes from wail to yelp, hyper yelp, back to wail. Anytime you press and hold, the siren turns off. If you need a very short little burst from the siren, you simply double tap it and you get a short chirp out of the siren. The information dashboard can also be adjusted for angle simply by pressing down or up, which allows you to snap the dashboard at different angles so that sun glare doesn't reflect at you. You know what it's like riding with the sun at your back. Occasionally you'll get that spot where the dash reflects. The side stand on the RTP effectively works with a 15-degree lean angle. Now, one thing to remember when you're using the side stand is, have you applied the parking brake? What is the parking brake? It's stopping the motorcycle in gear so that when you're on the stand, the motorcycle can't roll off. Remember, the BMW has a link battery system, so you shut the motorcycle off when you park it. With it parked in gear, it can't roll off the stand. An easy-to-use service stand is also standard equipment on the BMW. The center stand enables the motorcycle to be more easily cleaned, serviced, as well as allowing the rider to spin the rear wheel to check for nails in the rear tire, which is the most common place to get a nail. Something we encourage every officer to do prior to beginning their morning patrol. Most motors come standard with the standard seat height, but a low seat is also available, as well as a tall seat. For each seat, there are 2 height selections available. You unplug the heated mechanism on the seat, and you can set the seat either in the low position, as designated by the L, or flip that mechanism over, press to lock, and you're now in the high position. So with each seat, you have 2 seat heights, and you have 3 different seats available, meaning a total of 6 different heights to perfectly match the height of the rider with the motorcycle. Several tools are also mounted underneath the seat. A screwdriver, which is both a Phillips bit and a T25 Torx. You have a spanner for both 8 and 10 millimeter, as well as a special tool to remove the oil filler, making the standard oil filler more theft-proof or tamper-proof. All the tools rest neatly under the seat, and then you connect the heated seat cable. The motorcycle comes standard with 2 power outlets. The rear outlet, accessible under the flange of the radio box, is where you would connect a battery charger for doing off-season maintenance. When connecting a charger to the motorcycle, the body controller connects both the front and rear batteries together, so that while you're charging, you're actually charging both batteries at the same time. The new BMW battery charger is a 2.5 amp charger, but it's a smart charger. It monitors the motorcycle and determines exactly how much charge to put in both of the 16 amp hour AGM batteries. And it will give you this monitoring and vary the charge times and rates based on what's optimal for the batteries. BMW Police Motors comes standard with an electrical connection bus inside the radio box. This provides not only a standard cigarette lighter plug, connection to the LED system, it gives you 3 additional power outputs with timed shutoffs, radio speaker, radar, and helmet headset interface control. All this is pre-wired, saving the agency valuable time and money in maximizing the upfitting process to install radar, radios, helmet headset interfaces, etc. An additional connection is provided to help install video systems. This provides your left and right turn signals, brake light, as well as emergency light on signals. This way, the installers aren't chopping into the factory harness. We also provide an output pin for Siren to trigger video as well. So all those needed connections are already pre-wired on the motorcycle. One of the really nifty features incorporated in the new lighting box is the optional Saddlebag illumination lights. Accessing equipment inside the glove-friendly latch Saddlebag is very easy, but sometimes you're in a garage or it's in the evening and it's hard to tell what's in there. Rather than holding a flashlight in your mouth or in your hand, simply wipe your finger against the lens and the light turns on and stays on for 15 seconds and automatically turns off. This way you don't have to worry about accidentally leaving a light on. Tire pressures are one of the most often ignored maintenance items on a police motorcycle. Though BMWs come with tire pressure monitoring, actually filling the tires should be and is a simple task because BMW mounted the Schrader valve on the side of the spoke, both for the front wheel and the rear wheel, making it much, much easier for the officer or technician to add air to the tire. A heated seat not only transfers warmth from the heating element more quickly, there's optimized foam padding underneath the seat, but also the new material reduces the direct sunlight heat temperature by approximately 18 degrees. So when you come back and sit on your motorcycle after being parked for a few moments, the seat won't be nearly as hot as it otherwise would. You can also order special features when you special order a motorcycle for delivery. These features include dynamic electronic suspension adjustment. This is a helpful feature if you have riders of various weights that are going to be riding the motorcycle, the same bike. Gearshift Assist Pro, which enables you to shift up or down without using the clutch under certain circumstances. GPS preparation, a special dashboard and pre-wiring for the BMW Navigator 5 GPS. Dynamic package. This is a special price package that contains the Headlight Pro, Hill Start Control, and Ride Modes Pro. Headlight Pro provides Corona ring lighting. Hill Start holds the brakes on an uphill or downhill until the clutch is engaged. And Ride Modes Pro provides dynamic ride mode for maximum vehicle performance and response. Chrome exhaust system is also available. Additional LED driving lights provides low-level lighting for fog or alternatively flashes with the headlight flashing during daylight operation of emergency lights. Public address microphone, the European-style microphone located inside the radio box for instructions while parked. Fire extinguisher. This is a 1 kilogram dry powder fire extinguisher for emergency use. High seat heated and low seat heated are also no charge special order options. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you found it interesting. However, if you have any questions of any kind, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can do so by clicking on Contact Us on the Fleece Motors website, and any question that you send will be answered. Thanks a lot, and ride safe.